This is problem 1, part B. So notice that we have two strings, string taro, which it says from Earth, and string energy, which is high gear. So the first thing we need to do is high gear dot substring 2 comma 5. So remember that with substring, you always count the first thing, but you ignore the last. So if we just do, I'm just going to write out the word high gear. And remember, the index always starts at 0. So we go 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And so when we're doing a substring of 2 to 5, it is going to include 2, but not include 5. So it's just really 2, 3, 4, which is why we just get GHG for substring 4, 5. The next part says print line energy substring 4. So basically, if you just have one parameter inside substring, it's just going to go from that index all the way to the end. So because energy is actually the same word high gear, we just want to go from 4 all the way till the end. So we'll just go ahead and take high gear, and we're going to go from 4 all the way to the end. So that means that this just prints out gear. The next part we'll do is with taro substring 1 comma 6. Hopefully you've written this down. I'm going to erase, so just watch out in 3, 2, 1. Alright, so now we'll do taro substring 1 comma 6. Now because taro is the word from Earth, I'm just going to write that up here, from Earth. And I might as well label that 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Believe that is lined up correctly. So if we're going to do taro substring 1 comma 6, remember we include the first number but do not include the last. So we include index 1 but not 6. So this will go from 1 to 5, which means that this part is just going to be Rome EA, I guess, however you pronounce that. It's not really a word as far as I know. But anyway, let's keep going with taro substring 1. So remember, if there's one parameter inside the parentheses, it's going to go from that index all the way to the end. So this time we are going to go from 1 all the way to the end. So this is just going to be ROM Earth. I'm going to go on to the next problem, so I will be erasing this very soon in 3, 2, 1. And the next part is to basically have the word high gear again, and this time we're going to do index up. So I will rewrite high gear up here, label the indexes. So what we have to do is find the index of G. So as you notice, there's 2 separate G's over here. But what you want to do is take the index or position on the very left, so the first one you find. Remember, index of is only going to return one item. So in this case, there's 2 and 4. We return the one on the left, which is 2. Now for high gear dot index of W, notice that W is not found inside high gear. So if it's not found, it just returns -1. I'm going to go ahead and erase this next part in 3, 2, 1. Psych. Anyway, I'll just erase part of it. So this one we actually need the word taro, and we need the which is from Earth. So I'll go ahead and write that in really quickly. So from Earth. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And what you want to do in these last 2 examples is you always want to look at the part in parentheses first. So let's try energy dot substring 5 comma 8 first. So we'll find that energy is the variable for high gear. So let's go ahead and look back at high gear. We want to go from 5 to 8. So even though 8 is not one of the positions, remember we don't include 8, so it's okay. And this is just going to give us ear from 5 to 7, because remember, we don't include 8. So really, this problem over here is just taro.index of, we can cross this part out temporarily and put ear. So what we're asking ourselves is, okay, in the word for taro, which remember, taro is from earth, do we see the word ear? So it looks like I do see the word ear once over here. So whenever you're doing index of for a phrase, you want to see where does the phrase start. And in this case, the phrase is going to start at position 4, which is our answer here. I'm going to erase this soon, so in 3, 2, 1, on to the next problem. So the next thing we'll do is taro.index of energy substring 7. So energy, as you know, is the word high gear. So it says substring 7. So we want to, since there's only one parameter, we want to go from that index all the way to the end. So we are going to do, it's 7 to the end, which is just R. So let's just go ahead and cross out energy.substring 7 and replace it with the letter R. So now what we're doing is we're just doing taro.index of, taro.index of R. And so basically in the word taro is from earth. We want to find the index of R. Well, as you know, in the word from earth, there are 2 R's at the 1 and at the 6. But remember, we only returned one thing for index of. So we want to choose the one on the left. So this is going to be index 1 only. And that is it for number 1, part B.